everyone, John here from All Miniatures Great and Small, and today we're going to be looking at some Spaceship Miniatures. These are from Bergstrom Studios. I'll put a link down in the description below. These are, well, before I tell you what they are, I'm going to show you here, see if anyone recognizes these. Now these are sold as metal miniatures. They're in the 1-inch fighter line that they offer. These are sold as I guess they're just different enough that they can kind of skirt copyright issues. They have fake Star Trek, fake Star Wars, fake Battlestar Galactica stuff. That's pretty cool, and honestly you can't find it anyplace else. There's no official company making these miniatures. So what we have here are a couple of ships from the 1980s classic sci-fi movie, The Last Starfighter. It's near and dear to my heart. Probably anyone who's my age will have fond memories of that movie. Now, I'd always kind of liked the hero ship. I was always a big fan of the Gunstar in The Last Starfighter, and they have them in different scales. They actually have some that you can 3D print that are larger, but these were relatively inexpensive, and I thought they looked great for what I wanted to accomplish with them. So here you have I'll show you that again. This is the Gunstar with the mighty Death Blossom. The sculpt, you can see, has all the detail. You know, it's got all the weapons, it's got the engines, it's got the cockpit, and pretty close on proportions. It's not super hyper detailed, but that's okay. It's only about 1 inch long. Then you have the deck fighter for Zur and the Kodan Armada. And this is another bad guy ship. I want to say these run about $2 each, so they're very affordable, particularly in small quantities. You don't need a ton of these, and the bases, I believe I bought them from Studio Bergstrom as well. They're like 30 cents or something as of the making of this video. Obviously, if you're watching this 10 years from now, they might have gone up in price. This review is an unbiased review. I purchased these myself. These aren't review samples or anything like that, so I did spend my own money on them. So why am I purchasing these miniatures randomly? Well, it's a good question you asked that, hypothetical viewer, because I played in the 80s a rather obscure game called The Last Starfighter. Let's get this out of the way and zoom out a little bit. Oops. Now this game was from FASA, and FASA in the I would say early 80s and mid 80s, they had the Star Trek license, they had BattleTech. They were very much in the sci-fi wargaming space. They were the big player. You know, FASA had Star Trek, and there was Starfleet Battles over there with Task Force Games. But those were the big players, and this was a box set. They had a few games set for The Last Starfighter, and I think I had most of them, but they were one-off games. There were no expansions done. There's not a lot of spaceships in this movie, for example, so it was quickly forgotten. My copy I found when I was helping my parents move in their garage down in a box, and very little, like I have the rule book and I have one of the mats. There's also, I don't know if it's the same designer, but it's using the same system, Battlestar Galactica version of this, and depending on if people are interested with this one, I might show that game as well. That one I have a few more of the pieces. But anyway, Last Starfighter, very cool game, very 1980s game with lots of crunchiness. let me show you. I'm not going to go through all the rules, but you know, there's cool diagrams for all the ships in here. FASA was always great in building, world building, and getting you into the world. Even something like a one-off movie here, they give you lots of cool stuff. Obviously, it's a black and white rule book. This is how they handled the ships. So this would be a gun star. You basically plotted your movement every turn, and various systems in your ship got hit, and as they got hit, things got worse. This would be your auxiliary power, your engines, your fuselage, your cockpit, your control heading, your weapons, missile racks, all of that good stuff. Firing arcs. Yes, this was played on a hex map. Same thing here for the deck fighter. The little swarm ship guys, those are meant to be cannon fodder. And here you can see some of the scenario setups where one gun star takes on a whole boatload of those little guys. And damage charts. Like I said, very 1980s. Also, if you want to see me play this, let me know down in the comments below. I would be happy to film a battle report if there's interest in a game, in this game or games like this. This is going to go kind of in my retro wargaming segment. I did salvage the map. At least I think this is the map. It might be the Battlestar Galactica map, but it's a black hex map. I want to say, you see those holes there in the game? I want to say someone, may have been me, shot the box with a pellet gun, and it kind of went through a ton of stuff. I don't think that was me though. But you can see, now the reason why they're selling these 1-inch fighters, this would be an example of one of the few counters I have left. That's an asteroid. Is they actually fit perfectly in these 1-inch hexes. The minute I saw these in the Studio Bergstrom store, I'm like, oh, I gotta dig out that old game, because I think having something like this just makes the game more playable. I will be painting these. Right now they're just primed. They did come in, like I said, they're all metal. So this is kind of a quasi review of the Studio Bergstrom miniatures and the FASA board game, but I think they go well. I mean, look at that. It's like they were made to go together. So there you go. I'm going to keep this short, just kind of wanting to let you know that this was out there for you guys who have a history that might find this interesting. I'm going to try to do some obscure gaming either once a week or once every other week, particularly just because I have a garage full of old stuff that I like to get out and talk about, and might as well, if you guys are interested, I'll share it with you. So there you go. Love the Gunstar, such a great design. Alright guys, so you have it. Studio Bergstrom miniatures, FASA, the Last Starfighter board game. Pretty cool. As always, I appreciate you guys checking us out. If you like, go check us out on Facebook. Follow us there. You can keep track of what we're doing, what we are, what we have in the pipeline. Also, please, here on YouTube, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. Every bit helps, and that lets us keep doing what we're doing and getting content out to you guys. Also, click that bell to make sure you get notifications when we publish new content. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and keep on wargaming.